Welcome to Cooking with Parisa. Today I'm making a one-pot soup that is very nutritious. It's really good, and again, it's one of the recipes that I get asked for most often. And today we're going to start with some really simple ingredients that you may have already in your refrigerator. We know you have salt and pepper. This is a quart of chicken broth, and this is where I cheat on this soup. I use a pre-made marinara sauce. So you can choose the one you like best, the spaghetti sauce you like best, and I use it because it's fast. And like you, I work and I'm on my feet all day, and when I come home I want something that I can throw together quickly into one pot. So this helps me because it already has the spices and seasonings that I like, but it has just brings great flavor to this soup party, if you want to call it that. And in here I have 1 can of drained white bean. That's a 15-ounce can of drained white beans. A little olive oil, an onion, and a couple cloves of garlic. And this recipe has kale in it. Don't freak out. Kale is delicious. It's one of the more milder of the leafy green vegetables, and you're supposed to have a lot more of those in your diet. So this kale actually gives the soup great texture and great flavor. So I started the pot on a very low flame. We don't want to caramelize our onion and our garlic. We just want it to be translucent. So I'm going to give this onion a little chop. And if you like bigger pieces of onion, then go ahead. And I have 2 cloves of garlic. You're just going to want to smash those. Takes the peel off real quick and give them a little dice. My husband loves garlic. The more the better. When he sees me put in 2 garlic cloves, he brings me about 4 others, and which is fine. Garlic's really good for you. So we're just going to chop this up a little bit, and in it goes. Now we're just going to wait for these onions to sweat a little bit, get a little bit translucent, and in the meantime I'm going to take the kale while that's sauteing, and I'm going to wash this and chop this up for you. Now my onions have been in the pot for about 5-6 minutes now, just sauteing lightly and getting a little translucent. Now's the time to add a little bit of ground pepper and a little salt. I like to use kosher salt. It's just got a nice clean salty flavor. And for some of you that haven't ever worked with kale before, it has a stalk that comes up through the center of it, and you can rip the leaves right off of the stem, or you can just use a knife and clear yourself of the stem. It's really very fibrous, and it's not something that you want to eat or have in your soup. And then I just cut up the kale into small pieces. And remember, it is going to saute down. It's not going to stay this size. It has a lot of water in it, a lot of good vitamin A and vitamin C as well. So now that my onions are sweating really nice, I'm going to add my kale. This has all been washed and chopped, and we're going to let that sweat down as well. It'll be about half this size. Our kale is just perfect now. It is relaxed down and it's let loose a little of its own juices. And now we're just going to finish it up. This is how simple this soup is. I'm going to add the marinara sauce, my favorite, but like I said, choose the one that you like the best. And my I drain my beans when I cook them to get all the extra salt out of them, because it kind of throws off your recipe when you have a product that is so full of salt. So those got rinsed, and then this is a quart, and I'm going to use a little of the broth to kind of rinse out and get all the good rest of the marinara out of the can. And the rest of the chicken broth, I'm going to turn the flame up to high, And when this comes to a boil, turn it back down to low. And I'm just going to taste it just to see if my pepper and salt is okay. Plenty of salt, and I think I'm going to put just a tad more pepper in there. And now we're just going to wait for this to come to a boil. Our soup has already come to a boil, and I've turned it down a little bit, so we're ready to serve this. And really, it was about 20 minutes is all it took to get this soup on the table. And when you've been working all day on your feet and you're tired, that's exactly what you want. I serve it with some crusty French bread, and if you want to finish it off with a little shredded Parmesan over the top, this makes a great dinner. Thank you for joining me with Cooking with Parisa. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and please leave a comment below about this recipe or any other recipes you'd like to see me cook. Thank you.